We're going to get started. So Theater 105 is a beginning acting class, and it focuses on teaching you how to read a play and analyze it for character, analyze the character, and then we focus on monologues and, of course, physical, vocal, and emotional techniques. I work primarily with the Michael Chekhov technique. And don't worry if you don't know what that is, because if you take my class, you'll learn, right? It's very physical. I'm a very physical actor. I used to teach stage combat, things like that. So that's sort of my approach. There are many approaches to creating characters for the stage that we miss so much right now. But there are still virtual auditions happening. And so for this class this semester, you will not only learn 2 contrasting monologues, but you'll also learn how to self-tape an audition submission to put for an audition, because that's where we are for the theater. So you kind of get a little acting for the camera tricks too, but it's not an acting for the camera class, but it kind of is. All right, I have a poll for you, and you're going to choose all that apply. It's anonymous, so don't worry. Read through it. It's launching the poll now. All right, we've got our results in. Lovely. We have a large percentage of people who have seen plays, been to plays, been in plays. That's great. I like to do that. I like to find out, here are your results. The colors mean nothing. It's just the amount of percentage of answers. So don't worry about that. All right, so everybody see the results? Okay. But I like to do that because I like to know what your knowledge of theater is before we get started. And then also, I would want to find out why you're taking the class and what you hope to get out of it. Well, what we're going to do today, I want to really show you how we create or start to create that community, right? A theater class is 90 minutes long. This is like just a little bit of something, and to have time afterwards for you to ask questions. So one of the things that going from on ground to virtual, we have to now think about how we look in the camera, right? So I'm going to ask you to stand up and try to move to a place where you can get waist up, to get your body waist up. Doesn't matter what the background is. It's going to be kind of chunky. Don't worry about that. And you want to have a little bit of room to move your body. Okay. I'm going to take you through a very, very brief warm up, because the next exercise really takes some time and I want you to be able to take your time with it. All right. So please, let me see. Everybody on mute? I'm going to mute you if you're not. All right. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart and your knees slightly bent. Okay. Hands by your side. Do a little wiggle. Shake everything out a little bit. Just bounce it around. You can make all the noise you want because you're muted and you only get to hear my noise. All right. So we're going to do some things to really relax us. So we're going to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. So I want you to raise your arms straight up to the ceiling. So breathe in and really reach, and try to think of the upper half of your body going up to the sky and the lower half going right down into the earth. And as you exhale, lean over to one side. Doesn't matter which side. And breathe in and up. Keep those knees nice and soft. And exhale to the other side. And breathe in and up. And this time, lean back just a little, bringing your chest up to the sky and your elbows down. So your arms, you're a little bit like a cactus, right? And feel that stretch and relax and bring it back to a neutral position, right? All right. Take your right hand and place it on your left ear and let a little bit of pressure bringing your right ear to your right shoulder. So you feel the stretch right through here. Now, left arm, fingertips down to the floor. And think of laser beam energy going out your fingertips to the floor. And breathe and check your knees. I say that all the time because I am a knee locker. You don't want to lock your knees. It's really bad for your back. And as you breathe, try to deepen the stretch. Now, leaving your head to the side, release your hand and then slowly bring your head back up. And you should feel a pretty big difference on either side here. And now take your hand over to the right ear and bringing the left ear down to the left shoulder. Feel that stretch in here first, and then laser beam fingertips down toward the floor. Raise your arm up and press against a wall, as if you are pressing against a wall. And then back down. Release the ear and then bring your head up. And if you're tight through here or through here, you'll really feel it. It's an exercise you should probably do every day. All right, now I want you to grab your hands, and your hands are out in front of you and not touching your body. And you want your tongue to be relaxed in the bottom of your mouth, just resting against the bottom teeth. And you're going to shake your fist so that vibration shakes all the way and releases the jaw. It sounds like this, right? All right, here we go. Good, nice and loose. If you're doing this, it means you're too tense. Don't be tense, right? So let it shake, release. All this shaking out. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Okay, good. Now you can sit down again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to assign you into a breakout room. And this exercise is an exercise in listening, right? Because acting and sharing a scene on stage with someone is all about listening and responding, all right? I call it a 2-minute interview, and I will time. So here are some of the things you need to watch out for. In your group, and I think one group may have 3 people, so you can take a little bit more time. You'll choose, when you're in your partnership in the breakout room, you will choose one person to speak first and the other person to listen. And the challenge is you have to listen. You cannot talk. It is not a conversation. One person talking, one person listening. Then I will send you the time to stop. There'll be a moment of silence for you to get all that information and just let it sit. And then the next person will talk for 2 minutes and the other person will listen. And then we'll come back in to our larger circle, okay? What you're going to talk about is you're going to introduce yourself. What do we need to know about you? Who are you? What's your major? Why you want to take this class? Anything you want us to know about you. You know, how often do we get to really share the information we want people to know about us? The information we think is important, right? What matters to us. So that's what I'm going to ask you to do. And there will be some silences. The way a breakout room works, if you've never used one, is it takes some time to get everybody in, to get the message there. So there's a lot of like, but it's all right. Okay, so no awkwardness happening. All right, so all you have to do is, yeah, just wait and I'll send you a message. Okay, here we go. So we have, go ahead and unmute if you would like to speak. Sorry about that little glitch. That's never happened before. I did auto, you know, assign rooms, and it put 3 in some, and others had 1 person. I'm like, that doesn't work. So it looks like we lost LaToya. Yeah. So, Christy, do you have any questions or anything you'd like to know about?
Anything I want to know about?
Yeah,
about
about taking class or Theater 105 or.
Well, I will be honest with you, Eileen, I was really curious to know how you were going to teach theater in a virtual setting, and that's why I signed up. Was
Sure.
you know, because I've had training before, and
Yeah.
but never like this, and
Right.
so I was.
Yeah,
I mean, doing the exercises like that, I've never even done that, but that was great.
Yeah. So what we do, we use a learning platform called D2L. And so, you know, switching for my acting class, I had to switch this spring from on ground to virtual. And and the classes, it's a lot of conversation. It's a lot of physical exercises that we're doing, and you see, so the placement of your camera for an acting class is going to be very important. But we also, I have my students keep a journal because you're constantly processing things that you are feeling and doing and thinking. And I have journal assignments that are online. So it's a combination. There's a lot of online, you know, there's a textbook, you keep a journal. But as far as the physical work day to day, it's the same as doing it in person, except you're all in your own little space, right?
So can I ask a follow-up?
Yeah.
Will there be scene work at all, or
I don't do scene work in acting one. I do monologues.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
The idea is that you will leave this class with 2 contrasting contemporary monologues, so you can go to an audition. So I focus on monologue work and audition techniques. Great. We'll talk about cold readings, resumes, and tape submissions, as well as live in-person auditions. Yes, Latoya. Let's see, you're muted. I can unmute.
I got it.
You got it? Okay.
So question, when the students will leave the class, how long are the videos, the monologues that they're going to basically create?
Oh yeah, so an audition is usually, if you're doing 2 monologues, it shouldn't really go over 4 minutes. Okay. So a monologue, I always try to get my students to get them to be about 1.5, 2 minute max. Mm-hmm. You can tell if somebody can act in 30 seconds. Your job is to get the call back, right? To show them something so that they want to bring you in to read for the actual part. So we try to keep the monologues about a minute and a half, so you can show some range, emotional range in the piece. And then when you're doing 2, you have about 4 minutes maximum, and how to slate your name and all of that. Yeah. Anything else? No? Okay. Sorry for my little snafu there on the breakout rooms, but hopefully you got a good laugh with the stop talking. No, start talking. No, stop talking. No, start. Yeah. Anything else? No?
It's hard to talk about yourself for 2 minutes.
It is. You got to dig deep, right? Did you get into favorite colors and pets?
I was very close to the pets. Very close.
Normally, see, now we don't have the time because this is a short thing, but you would come back and you would introduce your partner. So I don't know. Let's see what my time is right now. I'm right at 3:31, and this is supposed to be 30 minutes. But does anybody want to introduce one person? We could have 1 or 2, a pairing. Anybody? Shall I call on someone? Latoya, who was your partner? Who did? Oh,
you were going to call on me. I'm always called on.
Are you?
So my partners were Chanel and Stephanie. Stephanie is a mom of 2 actual human baby boys and and dogs that she has. She's been at Tech for about 6 years. Her and her husband have been married for 4 and dated 10 years prior to getting married. She has 2 young sons under the ages 24, 25 months. Yeah. So yeah, that's Stephanie. And then just one or just both?
You just want, usually we kind of do a little, well, usually you're in duos, not trios, but yeah, you just one person does and that's person. So who remembers LaToya's information? Who wants to share her? Okay.
I'll go backwards with LaToya. So LaToya comes from a big family. She's one of 5. She is not the baby, but she is next to the baby. She wants to have children, but she's young and has some time for that. Her mom had children at 35, so she still said she has some time for that. LaToya loves to work out and is health focused. She has lost 90 pounds. Yes. So one of the things that she's missing right now is the gym. I learned LaToya is a fellow Columbia College graduate as well as a fellow USC graduate. So we are both fellow alumni of both of those, Gamecocks and Koalas. And she is passionate about people, and she is passionate about helping first generation college students. Because she and her siblings are all first generation college students.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, I think I'm at my time limit. So if there aren't any other, Christy, I answered your questions, or you have?
You did. I just wanted to thank you.
Oh,
thank
good.
you. And thank my group, Emily and Brad. Nice to meet you.
Well, I hope to see, maybe I'll see some of you in Theater 105 in the fall.